So our first one, find the value of x and classify the triangle by its angles. I'm going to do two things. First thing I'm going to do is I know that these two angles add up to 90 because I've got 180 degrees in the triangle. 90 of it is located right here in that right angle. So I know that 2x plus x is equal to 90. Simplify this bad boy down. We're going to get x is equal to 30. That makes this, well, it's still going to be a right triangle. And x is going to be 30. On the next one, I've got 55 degrees of this triangle located right over here. And I've got two angles that'll give me the rest of it. So I'll have 3x plus 2x plus 55 is equal to 180. Pull this 55 to the other side, and I'll have 5x is equal to 125. So x will be 25. And to classify this triangle, I'm going to put in my x. So I've got 25 times 2 and 25 times 3. They're all under 90, so this is going to be acute. And for this one, you could solve this one of two ways. Since we have to classify the triangle anyway, I'm going to find this angle first. So I've got 50 plus 70 plus whatever, I'll call this y, plus y is equal to 180. Subtract the 120 from both sides, and you'll get y is equal to 60. So this is a 60-degree angle, making this an acute triangle. And then I know that x, because these two are 120, I know that x is going to be 120. So you don't actually have to find x to name this one. But it is handy. It's handy. Moving on. Find the measure of the exterior angle. In this one, going to have to use the idea that these two angles are the same as this one. So I've got 80 plus x has to be the same as 3x minus 22. We pull the x from both sides. I'm going to add the 22 to both sides, and I will get 2x is equal to 102. So x is going to be equal to 51. Now, very important, this is not your answer. Your answer is not 51. We have to take 51, and we have to drop it back in and find the exterior angle. It's going to be one of those deals on the test that will lose you points. Got to pay attention. What are they asking me to answer? So I've got 153 minus 22. That makes this exterior angle is going to be 131 degrees. 131 degrees. Going to use the same idea here. I've got these two angles. Their sum is equal to this one on the outside. So I've got 51 plus 2x plus 3. It's going to be equal to 4x plus 8. Move this 2x to the other side. Move that 8 to the other side. And I will get 46 is equal to 2x. Divide by 2, and x will be equal to 23. Again, this is not my answer. This is just the next step. So now I've got 4x plus 8 is equal to this exterior angle, and that's what they're asking you to do. So I've got 92 plus 8, so 100 degrees on that exterior angle. Number 6, same process. We've got these two angles over here. They're going to be equal to the exterior angle. So I've got 2x plus 103 minus x is equal to 6x minus 7. So let's just do some simplification over here. We've got x plus 103. Putting these two together is equal to 6x minus 7. I'm going to add the 7 to both sides and subtract the x from both sides, and I will get 5x is equal to 110. So x is going to be equal to 22. Again, this is not my answer. It's just part of the solution. So I've got 6 times 22 plus 7. So it's going to be 132 plus 7, so 139. Oh. We're going to have to do 6 times 22. Oh, it's minus 7. That's what I missed. It's minus 7. Minus 7. I've got my key right over here. I already worked it, so if it doesn't match up, something went wrong. So got to make sure we watch those signs. Watch those signs. We want to minus that 7 off of 132, and that's where we'll get that 125. That's where we'll get that 125. Sliding it up. Find the measure of the numbered angles. Find the measure of the numbered angles. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a linear pair right here. 2 and 58. Those are linear pairs. So I've got 58 plus angle 2 is equal to 180. Pull that 58 from both sides, and I'm going to get angle 2 is equal to 122. Because they are vertical angles, I've also got number 3, 122. And then you could do this next one of a couple ways. I'm going to say that 58, these two, 58 is the exterior angle. So I'm going to say 58 is equal to angle 1 plus 22. So angle 1 is going to be equal to 36. And then over here, 58 is equal to 20 plus 4. So 58 is equal to 20 plus angle 4. Subtract the 20, I'm going to get a 38. Now, you can do this another way. Once you find 122, you can add 122, 22, and subtract from 180 to get angle 1. You're going to get that same answer. I did it this way to keep my numbers a little smaller, and that's going to make my math a little easier, make it less likely that I make an arithmetic mistake. All about making less arithmetic mistakes. Here we go. Find the value of x. Number 8. This is an equilateral triangle, so I know all the angles are equal to 60, so 5x is going to be equal to 60. That's going to make x equal to 12. This one, again, equilateral triangle, 60, 60, 60. That means all the sides are the same, so 2x minus 3 has to be equal to 7. And we just solve this bad boy down. We're going to x is equal to 5. Next one, isosceles triangle. Puts those two legs as congruent. So I've got 15 is equal to 4x plus 3. 4x is equal to 12. So x is equal to 3. That's going to be that one. Let's go on to that next page. Alright, find the values of x and y. Systems are bad. Alright, if you come up with a system, you've done something a little more challenging than you need to. And I'll show you how to solve each one of these without using a system at any time. Now, for this one, we got an isosceles triangle that pushes these two angles to be the same. So I'm immediately going to be able to solve for x. I've got 3x minus 11. It has to be equal to 2x plus 11 rather. Add the 11 to both sides. Subtract the 2x from both sides, and I'm going to get x is equal to 22. At this point, I can take and I can dump that in for this value. So I've got 22 times 2 plus 11 right here. That's going to be 55. Since it's isosceles, it's also going to be 55. You can do the math and find that out. But now I've got these two angles as numbers. There are no more x's. This means I've got 110 degrees in these two angles. And my 2y is going to make up the remainder to get to 180. So now I've got 2y is equal to 70. Once I subtract that from both sides, y is equal to 35. You'll notice at no time that I set up a system. I could have, but you don't want to set up a system unless it's absolutely necessary. Look at this one. There are two ways to do it. The first way, the way I'm going to do it, this is 90 degrees. This is an isosceles triangle, which means I've got 90 degrees, the other part of it, located in these two angles, and they are the same. This means I've got 45 degrees in both angles. So I've got 45 equal to 3x, and I've got 45 is equal to y plus 7. This gives me x is equal to 15. This gives me y is equal to 38, and I'm done. Now, if you did not understand how that works out, what you could do is say these two angles are the same. An example, 3x plus 90 is equal to 180. So if you didn't understand all that stuff about the right triangle, and this is 90, so I've got 90 degrees left, you could always say 180 is the total, and I know that these two angles are the same. So if this is 3x, this also has to be 3x. So 3x plus 90 is equal to 180. You can set it up like that. We're going to break the video here. Keep it under 10.